During this month, we've had a look at sustainable investment through the lens of ESG, the environment, the social, and the governance aspects of that. In today's show, we're going to have a look at the social impact of social investment, of real social investment in real people. What we're going to do now is we're going to cross over to have a look at Oasis's involvement in ECD, early childhood development.
And Oasis is a place of sustainability, a place of growth, a place of vibrancy, a place of peace amongst others. And to prosper and to maintain that harmony of an oasis, you need to have a tranquil environment around you. And with in South Africa, we have massive unemployment. We have a very big gap between rich and poor. We have, there's always been a need to address those social ills, and you cannot only rely on the state. Our real big focus has been on education, because we believe education is the great liberator. It's the one thing that you can transfer from one generation to the next generation. So by spending today, you actually reap the reward of your investment. So it's not spending, it's really investment. You reap the reward of your investment over generations. There's not that many types of investment that you can actually do where if you spend and you're able to take somebody into the sphere of education, formal education, there's a greater chance that their children will be educated and so on. So we start off with Professor Eric Atmore runs the Centre of Early Childhood Development, and we partner with the Centre of Early Childhood Development. This is our second or third project with them, where we adopt, we have programs for roughly 30 schools a year, 30 early childhood centres a year, where we formalize the processes, train the teachers, train the administrators, get their processes and procedures in place so that they can be formalized and get government grants, etc. And that's very important, because early childhood development is an important starting point in the education process.
My name is Eric Atmore. I'm the director of the Centre for Early Childhood Development, which is a national early childhood development provider based in Cape Town. We've been around since 1994, so we're celebrating our 25th year this year. Our primary work is with communities, supporting communities to initiate early childhood projects which benefit young children and prepare them for school and for life. In the communities that we work in, and we target vulnerable communities, we have a situation where children are denied opportunities for early learning. And the impact of this is that these young children enter formal schooling lacking confidence and lacking competence. And these are the children who drop out of school before reaching grade 12 and never to return to the system. And these are the children who enter that whole cycle of poverty, deprivation, and our task is to combat this. So we work with communities to build those children's resilience and to build their strengths, so that as they move through the education system, they are productive, they learn, and they emerge ready for life. The impact we have is backed up by international research. Those children who come through an early childhood development program, a quality program, they do better at school. Cognitively, they perform better. They are less likely to need remedial education, which is costly. They're less likely to get involved in drugs and crime as teenagers. They're more likely to be employed as adults. And an interesting finding for us is that for young girls who've been through a quality program, they're less likely to become pregnant whilst a teenager. Now, the impact of this has huge social, educational, and economic benefits for society. These are the individuals who are going to thrive as adults. And it's for this reason that we think early childhood development is so critical in a country such as South Africa. What makes the Oasis grant special is that they've come to the party in full. Not only do they make funding available, but also the expertise of the various aspects of the Oasis business. When we set our minds to delivering on an early childhood program, we do the best we can, and we try to get maximum input so that at the end of the day, vulnerable children benefit. And this has been rewarded by or acknowledged by government. We put every single young child first. And if we put young children first, that's our way of living the Mandela legacy. And I think we owe it to former President Mandela to live the Mandela legacy by caring for what he cherished, and he cherished young children. The value of the training that we do is that we are equipping predominantly adult women with the skills to work with young children. And what those teachers in turn do is they transfer those learnings to young children. So they do this through story time, they do this through music and movement, they do this through outdoor play. And it's that which will provide those young children with the early learning that they need as they move through life. So we've got no doubt that those children benefit from their interactions with teachers, and that the teachers benefit from the training which we provide.
Most of the teachers went for training, but the training that I went to, that I did through Oasis and at Cape College has really benefited myself and the center, because the principal mentioned that whatever we learn, we must implement. And that's what I'm about. I implement. I get excited when I do training because I can't wait to come back to the center and put it into practice. It has helped me a lot because I have come to know things that I had no clue about. Like I said, I had no ECD background experience whatsoever, but for me, I'm like an ECD fundi now. I don't know everything yet. There's still more room for improvement. Okay, and I am willing to grow myself even to what I think I am capable of doing. And I know that I'm capable of doing so much more for the ECD Center and for the children.
We thank CECD and Oasis who make us moving forward. We are registered now. You provide us with training, workshops, educational toys, maintenance, and many things.
So I would say, thanks God for you guys to be involved with our centers. And I would say, God must put more where you are taking. And you don't do this only to us, do to the other centers as well. Because it's not only our children who need what we are doing. All the children of South Africa, they need what we are doing. And in order to build them, they need people like you. And if we miss them in these ages, then we've missed them.
On your journey out into the field, you would have gone to Sinetemba and to Amy Beale. Now, each of those was once a barren plot of land, but through the initiative of those entrepreneurial principles and with the support of Oasis and other donors, we've managed to construct an early childhood development center at each of those premises. We've trained the teachers, we've provided equipment, and we've assisted them to get registered and subsidized. And that subsidy is the lifeline for what sustains the center financially. So those centers are characterized by entrepreneurial, passionate, committed women, and each of those women deserves the highest accolades for what they do to our young children.
We've been having a look at sustainable investment, ESG, the environment, the social, and issues of governance. And in today's show, we're showing you the social impact of social investing. We're going to have a quick look at some of the homes that Oasis is involved in. We'll have a look at also the bursary program that Oasis is also involved in during its 22nd anniversary. The 1st of June 2019 marked the 22nd anniversary of the Oasis Group, and the company celebrated the occasion by hosting children for a special iftar at Oasis House. The children were joined by directors, their family, clients and staff for an evening that included dinner and a Tarawih program. During Ramadan, we recited dua, which says, "O Allah, keep me alive in this month, wrapped in the compassion you feel for the orphans. Provide me wholesome meals, and let me show forth myself as a true Muslim to spread Islam. Let me move in the company of the noble-minded persons through thy power, O the ultimate resting place of those who long for safety." Put into context, the meaning of this dua, this prayer, requires that we show mercy to the orphans, that we feed the hungry, spread peace, and keep company with the noble-minded. The Noble Quran places great emphasis on the orphan, mentioning their significance to us over 20 times, so that we, who are entrusted as their caretakers and guardians, do right by them and give them their due. Oasis has, over the past 4 years, built a relationship with the children from these homes and the kids that live there. We are committed to protect these children and their rights, and to celebrate their vibrant energy, their innocent creativity, and their inquiring minds. The group is equally focused on improving the environment and giving them every opportunity towards a fantastic education. Since establishing our relationship with the homes, Oasis has engaged the children with experiential learning and development. The company has put in place a program that ensures that the children get taken out every weekend, and through carefully planned activities that are mostly enjoyable, they have been exposed to a wider environment. The intention is to allow these children to explore the world around them and understand that there is much more that they could engage with in a positive and a meaningful way. For example, trips taken to Table Mountain National Park gives them an interactive learning experience with their natural environment. Similarly, their experience in Amarnas and exposing them to the whales, nature conservation, science, marine biology has opened up their understanding of the world and given them renewed direction and renewed focus. These visits, which have included trips to Birds World, museums, Robben Island, and exposure to arts and culture, have repurposed the children's focus. As a result, the children are more engaged with school. They take their learning seriously, and they have more drive and look at their world for the opportunities it represents, which is so encouraging and requires that we nurture their development so that they too can one day take on their rightful roles amongst us. Oasis support for education is deep-rooted and encompasses support for learning from early development to postgraduate level education. What we espouse as an organization is really the concept of lifelong learning, and we are committed to it.
So need is important, but academic ability is equally important. Determination and commitment is equally important. So we identify the students through their academic ability. We do psychometric tests. We now have 15 people. The scheme in 2019, the scheme kind of reaches maturity where 15 to 20 students come out of the scheme each year, and 15 to 20 new people come into the scheme each year. And what's interesting, we mentor them, we guide them, they come in for training twice a year. So by the time they completed their university studies, they've got a great academic qualification, they've got no debt, they've been mentored, and they've got the prospect of a job. And they've been prepared for the working environment.
Everyone at Oasis is very accommodating and friendly. You'll thrive on the heated debates, the scenic hikes, and the inspirational guest speakers. You'll get the foot in the door in your workplace, and make relationships with your future co-workers. And you become a part of a family and not just a company. So fellow students, especially for the first years, welcome to university, embrace the changes, and work hard. I leave you with this quote by John Piaget. The principal goal of education should be creating men and women who are capable of doing new things, not simply repeating what other generations have done. May you prosper and reach your goals. We are a team and we are all here for you.
The management and staff at Oasis all ensure an accommodating and conducive environment in which students are encouraged to be inquisitive and to adopt a culture of continuous learning. They are truly helpful and they want you to succeed in your career and in your studies. I would like to thank Oasis for their assistance to the students that are present here today. Thank you for investing in our futures and for believing in our ability to take ourselves and our beautiful country forward. Thank you for enabling us to take one step closer in realizing our dreams and in achieving our goals. Although we will never be able to repay you for the opportunity that you have granted us, I implore every student present here today to pay it forward. Today, let us never forget those students that are unable to attend institutions of higher education. Let us be the world changers and the mind shifters. Together, let us take our country forward, for our collective efforts have a far greater impact than our individual endeavors.
The Oasis bursary program is one amazing experience, one that is worthwhile. Each student is catered to according to their individual needs and is not treated any different to any other student. This program has made a beautiful impact in my life and may continue doing so with many other students. As a closing note, I am now putting my 2 degrees to good use here at Oasis Group Holdings as a trainee accountant and certainly finding my feet in this high, fast-paced organization. To all the students, place full trust in Oasis. They will certainly be by your side in ensuring that your dreams come true. Thank you to Mr. Adam Ebrahim, Mr. Nazim Ebrahim, Mr. Shaheen Ebrahim, the trustees of the Oasis Crescent Fund Trust, the bursary team, and the staff at Oasis. You are all what this country needs. People who believe in the youth. I thank you.
Children are integral members of their communities. They have rights. They need protection. They need support. And above all, they need to be immersed into an environment that stimulates their love for learning as they grow. We have an obligation to ensure that the children within our communities grow into responsible, caring, and well-adjusted young leaders who are able to continue improving on the building blocks and plans we have created for them. Society today has contributed a lot towards education and the development of our young, but we need to enhance this by investing personally into these areas, going beyond the large paychecks. While funding is necessary, given the developmental requirements of our current landscape, giving off your time to guide and mentor the youth enhances and motivates them to push beyond their boundaries and to turn good outcomes into great outcomes. In this light, the Oasis bursary program has been critical to the development of our next generation. Oasis investment into tertiary level education has been ongoing since the establishment of the Oasis bursary program, which launched in 2007. Oasis investment into tertiary level education has been ongoing since the establishment of the Oasis bursary program, which launched in 2007 and was inaugurated by the iconic human rights activist and educator, Professor Fatima Mir. Since its establishment, over 150 students have benefited from Oasis funding, which has supported the beginnings of careers ranging in the fields of commerce, law, engineering, science, health science, and social services. Many of the students have graduated and grown exponentially in their chosen careers, with some already recognized as leaders within their industries. There are currently 47 students who benefit from the Oasis bursary program this year, representing one of the largest group of learners admitted by the program in a year. Our program continues to recognize young learners with strong academic prowess and who have a progressive outlook towards their education and who will use it to further their growth as well as the development of South Africa. The Oasis bursary program is holistic in its approach, offering financial support, but also ensuring students are mentored, provided with learning experiences in the working environment through a vocation skills program, and may also take up opportunities to further their careers through Oasis graduate trainee program, which prepares them for the world of work and guides them to become responsible members of their communities who are able to give back meaningfully. Should you wish to watch this or any of our other shows, you can log in to the Oasis Crescent YouTube channel, where you can catch us on LinkedIn. You can call 0860 100 786 or email info@oasiscrescent.com. From myself, Shafiq Morton, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.